Hi everyone, this is Mr. Rancourt, and I'm here to give you a quick tutorial on how to do activity 4 analysis questions. So the first thing you need to know is you're only doing 1, 5, and 8, and I have those already highlighted in red for you. Ignore my answers right here for just a moment. Okay, you're going to need to use Student Sheet 4.2 to help you with this, okay? So make sure that you have this completed. If you don't have this completed, you need to get the answers from somebody because you need these numbers right here to do the analysis questions. So real quick, let's go through. So activity 4, analysis question 1, wants you to use the class data, which is this data right here, to answer the following questions, okay? And it wants us to calculate the ratio of blue-tailed by the number of orange-tailed critter pups. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this number right here and divide it by this number right here and come up with a decimal. It'll be like 3 point something, and I want you to find out what that something is. And then you're going to write your answer right here. Make sure you write that in a complete sentence, okay? Or I'm sorry, you'll write that right here under 1A. Your 3 point whatever, one answer, okay? Then it says you're going to round that value you calculated to the nearest whole number. So after you get that 3.1 something number, then I want you to round that number to the nearest whole number. I'm not telling you what that is. That should be super easy for you to figure that out, okay? Question C says, express this ratio as a pair of fractions so that you use them to compare the sentence. So you're going to tell me, once you get that number, how does that translate into fraction form? So let me erase that answer real quick. I'm slightly letting you cheat, but not really. About how many fourths of the offspring will have blue tails and about how many fourths of the offspring will have orange tails. You need to write that answer down here. Again, if you don't use complete sentences, I'm not giving you any credit for it. Remember, we've talked about that's the basic rules here in science class. Please, thank you. I appreciate that. Question 1D says, explain why the class obtained such a large ratio. For the example, why isn't the ratio of blue to orange tails 1 to 1? Or why isn't it half to half? So there's a rule that we've talked about versus dominant and recessive. Dominant shows up 3/4 of the time, and the recessive trait shows up 1/4 of the time. Hint, hint. Last 2 questions, real quick. I need you to come up with 3 basic rules of how genes are inherited. Okay, so 3 common things that must always happen, or things that maybe can't happen when things are being passed from one generation to another, more specifically genes, okay? And then question 8, use evidence and examples from the critter model to explain the phrase dominant trait in genetics. So I want you to define dominant trait, but use the examples from the book that we've used to help you in your answer. If you have any questions, again, please feel free to reach out to me, but please make sure that you're watching this video in its entirety before you reach out. Thanks.